Hey everyone, this is Tappers here again, and welcome back to the Kirby's Dreamland 2 playthrough. When we last left off, we finished Grassland, and now we're heading to Big Forest. Yeah, just Big Forest. And as you can see, we also still have kind of like the cute little intro blunder things and whatnot. So heading into these levels, I'm actually taking away the partner I have, so I sent Rick on his way because one downside to this game that as far as and you may have noticed, you may not have, but when you have an animal buddy, you unfortunately only hear their theme and you can't actually hear the level theme. So in the case of Big Forest, we wouldn't have heard it, we would have heard Rick's special theme otherwise. Oh, and we have the return of Scarfies, and you know how I feel about them, but to be honest, they are nowhere even remotely close to my most hated enemy in this game, as we'll see another enemy later on. But for now, this is Coo the Owl. This is our aerial specialist of the game, and probably the best animal buddy in the series. I'm not even kidding. If you're watching right now, Coo can just blaze through levels, as evidenced by the fire meteor attack, and also winds do not affect Coo at all. So that sort of comes into play when you get to later parts of the stage. But I also believe that Coo has some of the best ability combinations. See, now I haven't mentioned anything about that because, well, we've been really limited on stuff. Also, one little irritating thing there, we can't get to this rainbow drop. We have to wait until we get a different power-up, which is not too far out of the way, oddly enough. And, I mean, I could be a little bit more irritated, but honestly it's not too bad because backtracking isn't too bad in this instance, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I was mentioning about ability combinations. There's 7 power-ups, I believe it is, 7 or 8. We've seen Parasol, we've seen Fire, we've seen Cutter, and we're now seeing Needle, which honestly is what I consider the weakest power in this game, and I would almost say in the series, because a lot of them involve you standing still. I mean, you do protect yourself in a way, and just poke at stuff, but it's not exactly that interesting. I mean, Kirby's Dreamland 3 probably does some pretty good ones, and, well, Kirby 64, but we're way away from getting to that. So, we complete that stage. We need to get the needle power, so we can head back, and we can poke these dice blocks. It's too bad they're not boxcars, because that would have been a little bit more interesting. The fortunate thing is that when you complete a stage, you can exit it if you happen to go back. So it's relatively good on that part. I also say goodbye to Coo because I don't want this to be this game to be called Kirby's Dreamland Coo Edition, because, well, speedruns are pretty much dedicated to that. Well, kind of. We still have yet to see our other party member. Also, those are Caboos, those Mao heads. I didn't get that right last time, or at least in Kirby's Dreamland 1, because I called them Mao heads, or Mao, but that's clearly not it. I would be mentioning some of the other characters or the other enemies that we have here, the classics like the Wild D's with Parasols. We've got the Scarfies I've mentioned, the Broom Hatter, Bottle of Beer, and we have another mini boss. This is the umbrella equivalent, Jump Shoot. It's supposed to be kind of, its design is kind of based off of, I guess, the yokai demon parasol thing or whatever, where it's like one-legged and whatnot. It's basically what Kogasa from Toho is based off of, but that's besides the point. Also, I just kill him by just holding my parasol up. And we're going to go ahead and finish the stage with Coo, because why the heck not? We might as well go to the boss with Coo and Toe, and we also get to use Tornado Hold, except not really, or Tornado Blow. because we spin around, right round, baby, like a record. And I did the lyrics wrong. I at least did the lyric. No, never mind. It doesn't matter. Those mushroom enemies are called cappers, and you want to be careful with them and those Poppy Bro Juniors riding apples, because if you just assume that you're gonna suck up all of them, well, not really, and you're gonna take a hit. And I never mentioned one annoying thing that this game kind of introduced, or, well, some of the games introduced. When it comes to powers, for some reason, when you get hit, you lose your power up. And that's really annoying. If you're underwater, that's even worse. But anyway, we have a brand new boss in the series. This is Norf. It's basically some kind of porcupine bull enemy of some sort. Naroth, that's what it is. I probably still pronounced it wrong. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not finishing him off right now. Well, because there's actually one other attack that it uses, but for some reason it decides to be completely stingy and not do that. All the while he just kind of jumps up and down and all around, kind of like the Lolo and Lalala fight, or no, not even that. They do disappear through holes, so that's still there. I mean, it has that similarity to go with, but then you have cases where he doesn't even appear at all, and you just have to kind of play the waiting game. Honestly, I probably should have just sped this part up, but it doesn't really matter. Also, bombs just come out of holes for no reason, because spoilers, he's the one that can actually send bombs in and out, but he pops up and a bomb just suddenly comes out of the hole and tries to blow you up. I don't think you can actually inhale them, and actually looking at them, they kind of look like iron balls. They're iron maidens, don't you know? This isn't the only time there's actually going to be a stingy opponent that doesn't pull off all their attacks. Okay, now right here, he finally does it. He shoots 3 bombs all on the different elevations, so he's got all the bases covered, but it's a really easy boss. And yeah, that's Big Force cleared with everything there that we've had. So next time we go to shoot, what is it? Ripple Field. So this has been Tappers, and I'll see you again next time.